Question 1. A pre-trip inspection should be completed. 1. At least once a week. 2. If any problems occurred the time the vehicle was operated. 3. Before operating the vehicle. The answer is 3. Before operating the vehicle. A CDL pre-trip inspection must be completed before driving, at the start of every workday, and when picking up a new trailer to ensure safety and regulatory compliance. Mandated by the FMCSA, 49 CFR 396.13, it ensures the vehicle is safe to operate, covering the engine, brakes, tires, and coupling system. Question 2. What is the National Response Center? 1. Hotline to report unsafe hazmat drivers. 2. An organization that gives information on how to load hazardous materials. 3. An organization that coordinates emergency response to chemical hazards. 4. Hotline for information about hazardous materials. The answer is 3. An organization that coordinates emergency response to chemical hazards. The National Response Center helps coordinate emergency response to chemical hazards. It is a resource to police and firefighters. It maintains a 24-hour toll-free phone line. Question 3. What should you do when you are driving at night? 1. Make sure you are driving slow enough so you can stop within the range of your headlights in an emergency. 2. Roll down your window so that the fresh air will help keep you awake. 3. If you are sleepy, drink coffee or other caffeine products. The answer is 1. Make sure you are driving slow enough so you can stop within the range of your headlights in an emergency. You are at greater risk when you drive at night. Drivers cannot see hazards as quickly as in daylight, so they have less time to respond. Question 4. What is the meaning of high center of gravity? 1. The higher the vehicle, the lower the center of gravity. 2. The lower the vehicle, the higher the center of gravity. 3. Tank vehicles do not have a high center of gravity. 4. Much of the load's weight is carried high up off the road. The answer is 4. Much of the load's weight is carried high up off the road. High center of gravity. High center of gravity means that much of the load's weight is carried high up off the road. This makes the vehicle top heavy and easy to roll over. Question 5. Which of the following is the correct term for a long commercial vehicle's tendency to swing wide on turns? 1. Sidetracking. 2. Off-tracking. 3. Fishtailing. The answer is 2. Off-tracking. When a vehicle goes around a corner, the rear wheels follow a different path than the front wheels. This is called off-tracking or cheating. Question 6. A tanker endorsement is needed if your vehicle 1. Requires a Class A, B, and D license. 2. Has an aggregated weight of 115 gallons of liquid or liquid gas. 3. Is transporting any hazardous medical waste. 4. Is hauling liquid gas in a tank with an individual rated capacity of 120 gallons? The answer is 4. Is hauling liquid gas in a tank with an individual rated capacity of 120 gallons? A tank endorsement is required if your vehicle needs a Class A or B CDL and you want to haul a liquid or liquid gas in tank or tanks having an individual rated capacity of more than 119 gallons and an aggregate rated capacity of 1,000 gallons or more that is either permanently or temporarily attached to the vehicle or the chassis. Question 7. When a coolant container is part of a pressurized system, you can 1. Check the coolant level of a hot engine. 2. Safely remove the radiator cap and add coolant while the engine is hot. 3. Use water only in the cooling system. The answer is 1. Check the coolant level of a hot engine. Some vehicles have sight glasses, see-through coolant overflow containers, or coolant recovery containers. These permit you to check the coolant level while the engine is hot. Question 8. When you are parked at the side of the road at night, you must 1. Warn others by turning on your four-way emergency flashers. 2. Put your warning devices out within 15 minutes. 3. Use your left turn signal lights to give warning to other drivers. The answer is 1. Warn others by turning on your four-way emergency flashers. When parked at the side of the road. When you pull off the road and stop, be sure to turn on the four-way emergency flashers. This is important at night. Do not trust the taillights to give warning. Question 9. While doing the pre-trip inspection on your vehicle's steering and exhaust system, you found the following problems. Which one, if any, should be fixed before you drive the vehicle? 1. Too many vertical stacks. 2. Oil on the tie rod. 3. Play in the steering wheel of more than 10 degrees, 2 inches on a 20-inch steering wheel. The answer is 3. Play in the steering wheel of more than 10 degrees, 2 inches on a 20-inch steering wheel. Steering system defects. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees, approximately 2 inches movement at the rim of a 20-inch steering wheel, can make it hard to steer. Question 10. Containerized loads. 1. Are exempt from hazardous materials restrictions. 2. Are exempt from weight limit restrictions. 3. Generally are used when freight is carried part way by rail or ship. The answer is 3. Generally, are used when freight is carried part way by rail or ship. Containerized loads generally are used when freight is carried part way by rail or ship. Question 11. You are exiting a highway using an off-ramp that curves downhill and you are driving a heavy vehicle. You should 1. Do nothing because the posted speed limit for the off-ramp is usually 10 miles per hour below the safe speed limit for the off-ramp. 2. Slow to a safe speed before the curve. 3. Downshift after you are in the curve. The answer is 2. Slow to a safe speed before the curve. Question 12. Water can safely be used on which of these fires? 1. Electrical. 2. Gasoline. 3. Neither of the above. The answer is 3. Neither of the above. In California, Class A type of fire is also called Class Z. Question 13. 3 things add up to the total stopping distance for your vehicle. They are 1. Perception distance, reaction distance, braking distance. 2. Observation distance, reaction distance, slowing distance. 3. Perception distance, response distance, reaction distance. The answer is 1. Perception distance, reaction distance, braking distance. Leaving adequate space ahead prevents sudden braking and reduces collision risk. Question 14. You are about to go down a long, steep, downhill grade in a newer truck. You should 1. Use a lower gear than you would use to climb the uphill grade. 2. Use the same gear you would use to climb the uphill grade. 3. Use a higher gear than you would use to climb the uphill grade. The answer is 1. Use a lower gear than you would use to climb the uphill grade. The steeper the grade, the longer the grade, and/or the heavier the load, the more you will have to use lower gears to climb hills or mountains. Question 15. Which of these items is checked in a pre-trip inspection? 1. Cargo securement. 2. Whether all vehicle lights are working and are clean. 3. Wiper blades. 4. All of the above. The answer is 4. All of the above. Question 16. If you are stopped on a one-way or divided highway, you should place reflective triangles at 1. 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet toward approaching traffic. 2. 25 feet, 100 feet, and 250 feet toward approaching traffic. 3. 50 feet, 100 feet, and 300 feet toward approaching traffic. The answer is 1. 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet toward approaching traffic. If you must stop on or by a one-way or divided highway, place warning devices 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet toward the approaching traffic. Question 17. When a heavy fog occurs, you should 1. Use high beams for best visibility. 2. Park off to the right side of the road with your parking lights on. 3. Park at a rest area or truck stop until the fog has lifted. The answer is 3. Park at a rest area or truck stop until the fog has lifted. The best advice for driving in fog is do not. It is preferable that you pull off the road into a rest area or truck stop until visibility is better. Question 18. You should plan ahead when you park your vehicle so that 1. It will be very easy for you to check your vehicle before you get back on the road. 2. You are only required to pull forward when you leave. 3. You don't need to back up more than 10 feet. The answer is 2. You are only required to pull forward when you leave. When you park, try to park so you will be able to pull forward when you leave. Because you cannot see everything behind your vehicle, backing is always dangerous. Avoid backing whenever you can. Question 19. What is the main danger of having loose or unsecured cargo? 1. It increases fuel consumption. 2. It can shift and affect vehicle handling. 3. It improves trailer sway stability. 4. It reduces the need for tie-down inspections. The answer is 2. It can shift and affect vehicle handling. Question 20. What kind of tanks have bulkheads with holes for liquid to flow through? 1. Smooth bores. 2. Bullheads. 3. Baffled liquid tanks. 4. Liquid tanker. The answer is 3. Baffled liquid tanks. Baffled liquid tanks have bulkheads in them with holes that let the liquid flow through. The baffles help to control the forward and backward liquid surge. Question 21. A driver should look ahead of the vehicle while driving. 1. 2 to 5 seconds. 2. 5 to 10 seconds. 3. 12 to 15 seconds. The answer is 3. 12 to 15 seconds. How far ahead to look? Most good drivers look at least 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That means looking ahead the distance you will travel in 12 to 15 seconds. Question 22. Which of the following statements is true about overhead clearance? 1. Posted signs for overhead clearance are always correct. 2. Paving a road does not affect the clearance height under bridges or overpasses. 3. Cargo weight may change the height of your vehicle. The answer is 3. Cargo weight may change the height of your vehicle. Question 23. Which of the following statements is true when you are performing a pre-trip inspection on your brakes and suspension system? 1. Brake shoes should be free of oil, grease, and brake fluid. 2. One missing leaf spring is not dangerous. 3. A cracked spring hanger is not dangerous. The answer is 1. Brake shoes should be free of oil, grease, and brake fluid. When inspecting your vehicle's brakes, you should ensure that the shoes and pads do not have oil, grease, or brake fluid on them. Brake shoes must be kept free of oil, grease, and brake fluid to ensure effective friction, prevent dangerous braking failure, and avoid long stopping distances. Question 24. A broken exhaust system is dangerous because 1. Exhaust noise will damage the driver's ears. 2. Toxic fumes and gases could enter the cab or sleeper berth. 3. The leaking exhaust smoke pollutes the air. The answer is 2. Toxic fumes and gases could enter the cab or sleeper berth. A broken exhaust system can let poison fumes into the cab or sleeper berth. Question 25. What components on a school bus create blind spots? 1. Mirrors. 2. Brackets. 3. Support columns. 4. All the above. The answer is 4. All the above. School bus blind spots are created by the bus's body, the engine compartment, and the mirrors themselves, extending up to 400 feet behind the bus and in a 10-foot perimeter around it. Question 26. What is a characteristic of convex mirrors? 1. Show a wider view than flat mirrors. 2. Display a distorted image of objects. 3. Show a narrower view than flat mirrors. 4. Reflect light more intensely. The answer is 1. Show a wider view than flat mirrors. Convex mirrors help eliminate blind spots by showing a wider field of view, though objects may appear smaller and farther away than they are. Question 27. What is the maximum duration of driving allowed after a consecutive 8-hour off-duty period? 1. 8 hours. 2. 9 hours. 3. 10 hours. 4. 11 hours. The answer is 3. 10 hours. After driving for 11 hours or being on duty for 14 hours, you may not drive again until you have had 10 consecutive hours off duty. Question 28. What is the main purpose of checking tire tread depth? 1. To reduce road noise. 2. To ensure traction and prevent hydroplaning. 3. To prevent axle overheating. 4. To increase engine lifespan. The answer is 2. To ensure traction and prevent hydroplaning. Low tread depth increases the effect of hydroplaning, reduces traction and increases stopping distance. Question 29. What is a valid principle regarding backing a heavy vehicle? 1. Backing should be avoided whenever you can. 2. Backing should be attempted without assistance. 3. Backing is always the quickest way to maneuver. 4. Backing is most effective when done quickly. The answer is 1. Backing should be avoided whenever you can. Because you cannot see everything behind your vehicle, backing is always dangerous. Avoid backing whenever you can. Question 30. The distance you should look ahead of your vehicle while driving is highway speed. Dash of a mile at 1. 1/3 inch. 2. 1/4 inch. 3. Half inch. 4. 1/8 inch. The answer is 2. 1/4 inch. Most good drivers look at least 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That means looking ahead of the distance you will travel in 12 to 15 seconds at highway speeds, it is about 1/4 of a mile. Question 31. Spare electrical fuses are considered to be part of the vehicle's underscore. 1. Electrical fuses repair kit. 2. Electrical equipment. 3. Emergency equipment. 4. Extra mechanical supplies. The answer is 3. Emergency equipment. Vehicles must be equipped with emergency equipment. Look for fire extinguishers, spare electrical fuses, unless equipped with circuit breakers, warning devices for parked vehicles, for example, 3 red reflective warning triangles, 6 fuses, or 3 liquid burning flares. Question 32. What is the consequence for a first-time offense of operating a commercial vehicle under the influence of drugs or alcohol? 1. 3 months. 2. 6 months. 3. 1 year. 4. 2 years. The answer is 3. 1 year. You will lose your CDL for at least 1 year for a first offense for driving a CMV if your BAC is 0.04% or higher, driving a CMV under the influence of alcohol, refusing to undergo blood alcohol testing, driving a CMV while under the influence of a controlled substance, etc. Question 33. Is it advisable to apply the brakes forcefully when a tire blows out? 1. True. 2. False. 3. Sometimes. 4. Only on wet roads. The answer is 2. False. Forceful braking after a blowout can lead to skidding or losing control. Gradually slowing down helps maintain control and stop safely. Question 34. What is the key reason for shifting gears correctly? 1. To conserve fuel. 2. To reduce engine noise. 3. To achieve higher speeds. 4. To help maintain control of the vehicle. The answer is 4. To help maintain control of the vehicle. Proper gear shifting keeps your vehicle under control, especially when driving on grades or maneuvering through traffic. Question 35. How would you define a hazard? 1. A convenient parking spot. 2. A scenic view. 3. Any road condition or user that is a possible danger. 4. An opportunity for a detour. The answer is 3. Any road condition or user that is a possible danger. A hazard is any road condition or other road user, driver, motorcyclist, bicyclist, and pedestrian, that is a possible danger. For example, a vehicle in front of you is headed toward the freeway exit, the brake lights come on and they begin braking hard. This could mean the driver is uncertain about taking the off-ramp. They might suddenly return to the highway. This vehicle is a hazard. Question 36. A vehicle's air brake system should build air pressure back up from 85 to 100 pounds per square inch with an underscore. 1. 30 seconds. 2. 45 seconds. 3. 60 seconds. 4. 2 minutes. The answer is 2. 45 seconds. Check the rate of air pressure buildup for dual air systems. The pressure should build from approximately 85 to 100 pounds per square inch within 45 seconds. Question 37. When balancing cargo weight, the primary objective is to maintain the load in a 1. Forward bias position. 2. Centered position. 3. Rearward bias position. 4. Leftward biased position. The answer is 2. Centered position. Question 38. When conducting a pre-trip inspection and assessing your steering and exhaust systems, which statement is accurate? 1. Exhaust system issues can be easily ignored. 2. The exhaust system has no bearing on vehicle operation. 3. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees, 2 inches on a 20-inch steering wheel, can make it hard to steer. 4. Steering wheel play has no impact on steering ease. The answer is 3. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees, 2 inches on a 20-inch steering wheel, can make it hard to steer. Steering system defects. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees, approximately 2 inches movement at the rim of a 20-inch steering wheel, can make it hard to steer. Question 39. On which type of vehicles should you avoid using stab braking? 1. Vehicles with manual transmissions. 2. Vehicles with automatic transmissions. 3. Vehicles with large cargo loads. 4. Vehicles equipped with anti-lock brakes. The answer is 4. Vehicles equipped with anti-lock brakes. Stab braking. Apply your brakes all the way. Release the brakes when wheels lock up. As soon as the wheels start rolling, apply the brakes fully again. Stab braking can only be done in vehicles without anti-lock brake systems, ABS. Question 40. What potential issue can arise from brakes becoming wet when driving through a heavy rain? 1. Will lock up. 2. Reduce tire wear. 3. Improved fuel efficiency. 4. Enhanced braking performance. The answer is 1. Will lock up. When driving in heavy rain or deep standing water, your brakes will get wet. Water in the brakes can cause the brakes to be weak, apply unevenly, or grab. This can cause lack of braking power, will lockups, pulling to one side or the other, and jackknife if you pull a trailer. Question 41. What is the hazard of transporting liquid in a tank? 1. The vehicle being pushed forward when stopping due to liquid surge. 2. Fires, explosions. 3. Leaks and spills. 4. All of the above. The answer is 4. All of the above. Liquid cargo presents risks such as surge effects during braking, flammability, and potential for leaks. These dangers demand extra caution. Question 42. Because double and triple trailers have more underscore to pull, it increases chances of losing traction and skidding in adverse weather conditions. 1. Dead axles. 2. Converter gears. 3. Ring hitches. 4. Kingpins. The answer is 1. Dead axles. In bad weather, slippery conditions, and mountain driving, you must be especially careful if you drive double and triple bottoms. You will have greater length and more dead axles to pull with your drive axles than other drivers. There is more chance for skids and loss of traction. Question 43. How can controlled braking be defined? 1. Slamming on the brakes abruptly. 2. Completely releasing the brake pedal. 3. Applying minimal pressure to the brakes. 4. Applying brake firmly, but not enough to lock up. The answer is 4. Applying brake firmly, but not enough to lock up. Controlled braking. With this method, you apply the brakes as hard as you can without locking the wheels. Keep steering wheel movements very small while doing this. If you need to make a larger steering adjustment or if the wheels lock, release the brakes. Reapply the brakes as soon as you can. Question 44. Identify essential components of a vehicle steering system. 1. Rear view mirror, horn, seatbelt. 2. Cup holder. Glove compartment, windshield wipers. 3. Air conditioning, radio, headlights. 4. Spindle, tie rod, drag link. The answer is 4. Spindle, tie rod, drag link. Spindles, tie rods, and drag links work together to provide accurate and responsive steering in heavy vehicles. Question 45. What does gross combination weight, GVW, refer to? 1. Weight of power unit, plus trailer, plus cargo. 2. Weight of power unit, minus trailer, minus cargo. 3. Weight of fuel in the vehicle. 4. Weight of passengers in the vehicle. The answer is 1. Weight of power unit, plus trailer, plus cargo. Gross combination weight, GCW. The total weight of a powered unit, plus trailers, plus the cargo. Question 46. What is a potential consequence of inadequate weight on the front axle? 1. Improved steering response. 2. Enhanced tire longevity. 3. Can cause poor traction. 4. Reduced fuel consumption. The answer is 3. Can cause poor traction. Without adequate front axle weight, traction may be lost, especially on slick roads, affecting control and steering. Question 47. A safe speed on a curve for a straight truck may be to when pulling double or triple trailers. 1. Slow. 2. Fast. 3. Appropriate. 4. Inconsistent. The answer is 2. Fast. What may be a safe curve speed for a straight truck can be too fast for double or triple trailers due to their reduced stability. These setups require more cautious maneuvering to avoid rollovers. Question 48. How would you define an escape ramp? 1. A special lane for overtaking slower vehicles. 2. An exit at the bottom of a hill to slow you down and stop. 3. A rest area with picnic tables and facilities. 4. A lane dedicated to emergency vehicles. The answer is 2. An exit at the bottom of a hill to slow you down and stop. Escape ramps have been built on many steep mountain downgrades. Escape ramps are made to stop runaway vehicles safely without injuring drivers and passengers. Escape ramps use a long bed of loose, soft material to slow a runaway vehicle, sometimes in combination with an upgrade. Question 49. Battery fluid is listed under what class of hazardous material? 1. Class 8. 2. Class 4. 3. Class 9. 4. Class 1. The answer is 1. Class 8. Battery fluid is a corrosive substance, classified as Class 8 hazardous material. It can cause burns, irritation, and serious eye or respiratory damage. Question 50. Is it possible for federal inspectors to conduct an inspection of your truck or bus? 1. No. Only state inspectors are authorized. 2. Yes, and can also place you out of service. 3. Yes, and it's a routine procedure. 4. No, federal inspectors only examine passenger cars. The answer is 2. Yes, and can also place you out of service. Federal and state inspectors also may inspect your vehicles. If they judge the vehicle to be unsafe, they will put it out of service until it is fixed. Question 51. How can you determine the appropriate time to shift gears? 1. Vehicle weight, outside temperature. 2. Tire pressure, radio volume. 3. Engine speed, road speed. 4. Wind direction, fuel level. The answer is 3. Engine speed, road speed. Knowing when to shift up. There are 2 ways of knowing when to shift: use engine speed, RPM, and use road speed, mile per hour. Question 52. All except one must be completed for a CDL with hazmat endorsement to be renewed. 1. Pass the hazmat recertification knowledge test. 2. Pay fingerprint check. 3. Complete a state security threat assessment application. 4. Submit a renewal application. The answer is 3. Complete a state security threat assessment application. The Hazardous Materials Endorsement Threat Assessment Program, at federal level, conducts a threat assessment for any driver seeking to obtain, renew and transfer a hazardous materials endorsement on a state-issued commercial driver's license. Question 53. What is a smoothbore tank? 1. Tankers with smooth manhole covers for easy access. 2. Tankers that are smooth on the outside. 3. Baffled tanks that have smooth openings for easier cleaning. 4. An unbaffled liquid tanker. The answer is 4. An unbaffled liquid tanker. Unbaffled liquid tankers, sometimes called smoothbore tanks, have nothing inside to slow down the flow of the liquid. Therefore, forward and back surge is very strong. Unbaffled tanks are usually those that transport food products, milk, for example. Question 54. In a traffic emergency where collision avoidance is crucial, which statement holds true? 1. Always apply the brakes immediately. 2. You should come to a complete stop. 3. You can almost always turn to miss an obstacle more quickly than you can stop. 4. Swerving is never a safe option. The answer is 3. You can almost always turn to miss an obstacle more quickly than you can stop. Stopping is not always the safest thing to do in an emergency. When you don't have enough room to stop, you may have to steer away from what's ahead. Remember, you can almost always turn to miss an obstacle more quickly than you can stop. Question 55. Which statement accurately describes rear drive while braking skids? 1. They primarily occur on dry roads. 2. They are less likely when towing a trailer. 3. They are only a concern for front-wheel drive vehicles. 4. When pulling a trailer, the trailer can push the towing vehicle sideways. The answer is 4. When pulling a trailer, the trailer can push the towing vehicle sideways. Braking skids involving rear drive wheels while towing can cause the trailer to push the towing vehicle sideways. Controlled braking helps maintain directional control. Question 56. When parking, drivers need to be aware of how parking lots are arranged, so they can underscore when exiting a parking space. 1. Pull straight through. 2. Pull around other vehicles. 3. Back up carefully. 4. Align with other vehicles. The answer is 1. Pull straight through. Make sure you do not get in a spot you cannot pull straight through. You need to be aware of how parking lots are arranged in order to avoid a long and difficult escape. Question 57. When it comes to emergency brakes, what is the crucial factor to bear in mind? 1. Emergency brakes should be used as a substitute for regular brakes. 2. Emergency brakes provide better stopping power than regular brakes. 3. Emergency brakes are only effective at high speeds. 4. If the wheels are skidding, you cannot control the vehicle. The answer is 4. If the wheels are skidding, you cannot control the vehicle. Question 58. In what scenario might adhering to the legal maximum weight not guarantee safety? 1. Urban driving. 2. Short distance trips. 3. Highway cruising. 4. Mountain traveling. The answer is 4. Mountain traveling. During bad weather or in mountains, it may not be safe to operate at legal maximum weights. Take this into account before driving. Question 59. When another vehicle is following closely behind you, what action should you take to enhance safety? 1. Decrease your speed gradually. 2. Maintain your current speed. 3. Increase the space in front of your vehicle. 4. Flash your brake lights to signal the driver behind you. The answer is 3. Increase the space in front of your vehicle. Question 60. What are some components you should inspect at the front of your vehicle during a walk-around inspection? 1. Cup holders, radio controls. 2. Signal and clearance lights, headlights. 3. Windshield wipers, air conditioning vents. 4. Seat adjustment levers, rear view mirror tilt. The answer is 2. Signal and clearance lights, headlights. Go to front of vehicle and check that low beams are on and both of the four-way flashers are working. Push dimmer switch and check that high beams work. Turn off headlights and four-way emergency flashers. Turn on parking, clearance, side marker, and identification lights. Turn on right turn signal, and start walk-around inspection. Question 61. What is the recommended braking technique for descending a lengthy, steep slope? 1. Apply brakes continuously to maintain constant speed. 2. Apply brakes suddenly to prevent overheating. 3. Only use engine braking to slow down. 4. Apply brakes to 5 miles per hour below safe speed. Release and repeat. The answer is 4. Apply brakes to 5 miles per hour below safe speed. Release and repeat. For example, if your safe speed is 40 miles per hour, you would not apply the brakes until your speed reaches 40 miles per hour. You now apply the brakes hard enough to gradually reduce your speed to 35 miles per hour and then release the brakes. Repeat this as often as necessary until you have reached the end of the downgrade. Question 62. When halted on the shoulder of a divided highway, what action is required? 1. Place reflective triangles or flares within 10 minutes of stopping. 2. Accelerate back onto the road quickly. 3. Park at least 100 feet from the shoulder. 4. Turn off all vehicle lights for safety. The answer is 1. Place reflective triangles or flares within 10 minutes of stopping. If you must stop on a road or the shoulder of any road, you must put out your emergency warning devices within 10 minutes. Question 63. A yellow lamp will light up on the dashboard when the underscore is not working properly. 1. Transmission. 2. Parking brake. 3. Service brake. 4. Anti-lock brake system. The answer is 4. Anti-lock brake system. A yellow lamp will light up on the dashboard when the ABS, anti-lock braking system, is not working properly, particularly when starting the vehicle or during operation, indicating a fault in the system's sensors or controller. Question 64. Among the options, which statement is not accurate when backing to a dock? 1. Align the trailer with the dock opening. 2. Turn the steering wheel in the opposite direction. 3. Communicate with a spotter if available. 4. Back slowly until you bump the dock. The answer is 4. Back slowly until you bump the dock. Backing into a dock should be done with precision and care. Avoid bumping the dock to prevent damage to the trailer or facility. Question 65. What are the primary factors you should focus on when observing the road ahead? 1. Weather forecast, GPS directions. 2. Local attractions, billboard advertisements. 3. Traffic and road conditions. 4. Vehicle interior, rear view mirror. The answer is 3. Traffic and road conditions. Question 66. What mirrors are used to see students walking in front of the bus? 1. Passenger rear view. 2. Convex. 3. Crossover. 4. Flat. The answer is 3. Crossover. These mirrors are mounted on both left and right front corners of the bus. They are used to see the front bumper danger zone area directly in front of the bus that is not visible by direct vision, and to view the danger zone area to the left side and right side of the bus, including the service door and front wheel area. Question 67. What elements influence your decision in choosing a safe speed while descending a lengthy, steep slope? 1. Weight of vehicle / length of grade / steepness / road conditions / weather. 2. Time of day / number of rest stops / passenger conversation / radio station. 3. Vehicle's model year / fuel type / tire brand / window tint / GPS device. 4. Billboard advertisement / road sign / personal mood / recent maintenance / cabin temperature. The answer is 1. Weight of vehicle / length of grade / steepness / road conditions / weather. Question 68. What braking technique should be used when going down a steep downgrade? 1. Same braking as normal. 2. Stab braking. 3. Snub braking. 4. Engine braking. The answer is 4. Engine braking. Engine braking involves downshifting and easing off the accelerator. This method reduces wear on brakes and helps maintain control during descents. Question 69. At what intervals are you required to stop and inspect your cargo while driving? 1. Whenever you feel tired. 2. Once a day. 3. Every 3 hours or 150 miles. 4. Only during adverse weather conditions. The answer is 3. Every 3 hours or 150 miles. Drivers must inspect cargo every 3 hours or after 150 miles to ensure it's secure. Regular checks help prevent cargo shifts that could cause accidents. Question 70. Why is maintaining proper air pressure in tires essential? 1. It reduces exhaust emissions. 2. It prevents unnecessary cabin vibration. 3. It increases the lifespan of windshield wipers. 4. It ensures safe handling and prevents tire failure. The answer is 4. It ensures safe handling and prevents tire failure. Incorrect pressure causes blowouts, poor traction, and reduced vehicle stability. Question 71. What is the recommended number of reflective triangles that you should have in your vehicle? 1. 3. 2. 1. 3. 2. 4. 4. The answer is 1. 3. Emergency equipment, check for 3 red reflective triangles, or 3 liquid burning flares. Question 72. What benefit is associated with choosing to maneuver around an obstacle by going to the right rather than the left? 1. It's a shorter route. 2. You will avoid drivers passing on the left. 3. You can use your dominant hand for steering. 4. It's the conventional way to maneuver around obstacles. The answer is 2. You will avoid drivers passing on the left. It reduces the risk of head-on collisions with oncoming traffic. Question 73. What is the minimal requirement for the number of tie downs for a 20-foot load? 1. 4 tie downs. 2. 2 tie downs. 3. Only 1 tie down. 4. At least 1 tie down for every 10 feet. The answer is 4. At least 1 tie down for every 10 feet. Cargo should have at least 1 tie down for each 10 feet of cargo. Make sure you have enough tie downs to meet this need. No matter how small the cargo is, there should be at least 2 tie downs holding it. Question 74. During a trip, what actions should you take to monitor your vehicle's condition? 1. Admire the scenery. 2. Listen to your favorite music. 3. Watch gauges for signs of trouble. 4. Text or make phone calls. The answer is 3. Watch gauges for signs of trouble. During a trip. For safety you should watch gauges for signs of trouble. Question 75. Is it advisable to approach the fire as closely as you can when using an extinguisher? 1. Yes. 2. No. 3. Only if the fire is small. 4. Only if you have protective gear. The answer is 2. No. You should stand 6 to 8 feet, approximately 2 to 3 meters, away from the fire, approaching closer only as the flames die down. Question 76. What is the required minimum tread depth for the front tires of a vehicle? 1. 4/32 inch. 2. 1/4 inch. 3. 1/8 inch. 4. 1/16 inch. The answer is 1. 4/32 inch. You need at least 4/32 inch tread depth in every major groove on front tires. You need 2/32 inch on other tires. No fabric should show through the tread or sidewall. Question 77. After being forced to drive on the right shoulder to prevent a collision, what is the correct method to re-enter the pavement? 1. Swiftly steer back onto the pavement while maintaining speed. 2. Gradually steer back onto the pavement while maintaining the same speed. 3. Come to a complete stop, if possible, before steering back onto the pavement. 4. Accelerate and merge onto the pavement without stopping. The answer is 3. Come to a complete stop, if possible, before steering back onto the pavement. Question 78. What precautions should a driver take when driving on black ice? 1. Get off the road immediately. 2. Drive slow. 3. Keep a safe distance. 4. Use safe braking techniques. The answer is 1. Get off the road immediately. Black ice is a thin layer that is clear enough that you can see the road underneath it. It makes the road look wet. Question 79. What are the potential consequences of wet brakes? 1. Enhanced visibility. 2. Improved stopping distance. 3. Reduced fuel consumption. 4. Lack of braking power. The answer is 4. Lack of braking power. Water in the brakes can cause the brakes to be weak, to apply unevenly, or to grab. This can cause lack of braking power, wheel lockups, pulling to one side or the other, and jackknife if you pull a trailer. Question 80. What is the primary purpose of having an assistant when backing a vehicle? 1. To make the process faster. 2. To take over the driving temporarily. 3. To provide entertainment for the driver. 4. To help avoid blind spots. The answer is 4. To help avoid blind spots. Use a helper when you can. There are blind spots you cannot see. That is why a helper is important. Question 81. Which of the following statements is accurate? 1. Most accidents happen on sunny days. 2. Many accidents occur between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. 3. Accidents rarely occur during rush hour. 4. Many accidents occur during weekends. The answer is 2. Many accidents occur between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. Many heavy motor vehicle accidents occur between midnight and 6 a.m. Tired drivers can easily fall asleep at these times, especially if they don't regularly drive at those hours. Question 82. How far away should placards be placed away from other markings on the vehicle? 1. 5 inches. 2. 1 foot. 3. 3 inches. 4. 15 inches. The answer is 3. 3 inches. Permitted devices, limited to door handles, hinges, cable cinchers, chain binders, and placard holders may extend 3 inches, 6 inches on one side for vehicles used for recreational purposes, on each side of the vehicle or load. Question 83. Is it accurate to say that empty trucks have the most effective braking performance? 1. True. 2. False. 3. Sometimes. 4. Only on uphill roads. The answer is 2. False. Empty trucks require greater stopping distances because an empty vehicle has less traction. Question 84. What does the term hydroplaning refer to in driving? 1. Vehicle overheating on a hot day. 2. A sudden increase in engine power. 3. Strong wind pushing the vehicle off course. 4. Tires losing contact with the road and having no traction. The answer is 4. Tires losing contact with the road and having no traction. Hydroplane is like water skiing, the tires lose their contact with the road and have little or no traction. If the vehicle is hydroplaning, do not use the brakes to slow down. If the drive wheels start to skid, push in the clutch to let them turn freely. Question 85. When driving at night, why is it important to dim your high beams when approaching another vehicle? 1. It helps cool the headlight bulbs. 2. It reduces glare that can blind other drivers. 3. It signals that you want the other driver to pull over. 4. It improves your engine's electrical performance. The answer is 2. It reduces glare that can blind other drivers. Question 86. Semi-trailers should always be in first position behind the tractor and trailer that should always be in the rear. 1. Lightly loaded, heavier. 2. Top heavy, lower. 3. Heavily loaded, lighter. 4. Lower, top heavy. The answer is 3. Heavily loaded, lighter. For the safest handling on the road, the more heavily loaded semi-trailer should be in first position behind the tractor. The lighter trailer should be in the rear. Question 87. What is the primary motivation for performing a vehicle inspection? Or why is conducting a vehicle inspection important? 1. Safety is the most important reason to inspect your vehicle. 2. To impress your passengers. 3. To enhance fuel efficiency. 4. To save time on your journey. The answer is 1. Safety is the most important reason to inspect your vehicle. Inspections ensure that your vehicle is safe to operate. Identifying issues early helps prevent breakdowns and accidents. Question 88. What is a safe and effective method for handling a long downhill slope? 1. Increase your speed gradually. 2. Apply the brakes firmly. 3. Use the braking effect of the engine. 4. Engage cruise control. The answer is 3. Use the braking effect of the engine. Using engine braking by downshifting reduces brake wear and helps maintain a safe, steady speed on steep grades. Question 89. What is a recommended practice when needing to back up a heavy vehicle? 1. Backing should be avoided whenever you can. 2. Backing is always the quickest way to maneuver. 3. Backing should be attempted without assistance. 4. Backing is most effective when done quickly. The answer is 1. Backing should be avoided whenever you can. Question 90. What is the minimum legal tread depth for tires, excluding front tires? 1. 1/4 of an inch. 2. 1/16 of an inch. 3. 2/32 of an inch. 4. 1/8 of an inch. The answer is 3. 2/32 of an inch. You need at least 4/32 inch tread depth in every major groove on front tires. You need 2 32 inch on other tires. No fabric should show through the tread or sidewall. Question 91. What causes an increased risk of traction loss in double and triple trailers during bad weather? 1. Dead axles. 2. Ring hitches. 3. Converter gears. 4. Kingpins. The answer is 1. Dead axles. In bad weather, slippery conditions, and mountain driving, you must be especially careful if you drive double and triple bottoms. You will have greater length and more dead axles to pull with your drive axles than other drivers. There is more chance for skids and loss of traction. Question 92. Can federal inspectors conduct an inspection of your truck or bus? 1. Yes, and can also place you out of service. 2. No, only state inspectors are authorized. 3. Yes, and it's a routine procedure. 4. No, federal inspectors only examine passenger cars. The answer is 1. Yes, and can also place you out of service. Federal inspectors are fully authorized to inspect commercial vehicles. If serious violations are found, they have the power to mark the vehicle out of service until issues are resolved. Question 93. Which semi-trailer should be positioned closest to the tractor when hauling doubles? 1. Top heavy lower. 2. Lower top heavy. 3. Heavily loaded lighter. 4. Lightly loaded heavier. The answer is 3. Heavily loaded lighter. The heavily loaded trailer, or the heavier of the two, should always be positioned closest to the tractor, lead position, when hauling doubles. Placing the heavier trailer first improves stability, reduces trailer sway, and helps absorb side forces, significantly reducing the risk of rollover. Question 94. What factors should be considered when selecting a safe downhill speed? 1. Weight of vehicle, length of grade, steepness, road conditions, weather. 2. Vehicle model year, tire brand, GPS device. 3. Time of day, rest stops, radio station. 4. Road signs, cabin temperature, personal mood. The answer is 1. Weight of vehicle, length of grade, steepness, road conditions, weather. Question 95. What is true about tire pressure and temperature changes? 1. Tire pressure is unaffected by altitude variations. 2. The air pressure in the tire increases when the temperature rises. 3. Tire pressure remains constant regardless of temperature. 4. Tire pressure decreases when the temperature rises. The answer is 2. The air pressure in the tire increases when the temperature rises. As temperature rises, the air in tires expands, increasing pressure. This can lead to overinflation, affecting tire wear and vehicle handling. Question 96. A yellow dashboard warning light indicates an issue with which system? 1. Transmission. 2. Service brake. 3. Anti-lock brake system. 4. Parking brake. The answer is 3. Anti-lock brake system. Question 97. What is the safest way to handle a tire blowout? 1. Brake hard to stop immediately. 2. Steer firmly and hold your lane while easing off the accelerator. 3. Turn quickly toward the shoulder. 4. Apply the parking brake to stop faster. The answer is 2. Steer firmly and hold your lane while easing off the accelerator. Hold the steering wheel firmly, keep a firm grip on the steering wheel with both hands at all times. Stay off the brake, unless you're about to run into something. Stay off the brake until the vehicle has slowed down. Then brake very gently, pull off the road, and stop. Question 98. Why is proper gear shifting important while driving a commercial vehicle? 1. To reduce engine noise. 2. To conserve fuel. 3. To achieve higher speeds. 4. To help maintain control of the vehicle. The answer is 4. To help maintain control of the vehicle. Proper gear shifting is critical for commercial vehicle operation to ensure safety on steep grades, maximize fuel efficiency, protect the drivetrain from premature failure, and maintain control of heavy loads. Question 99. When driving through construction zones, you should 1. Speed up and hurry through them so you aren't in them any longer than necessary. 2. Stop before entering them, get in low gear and proceed through. 3. Watch for sharp pavement drop-offs. 4. Reduce your speed only if workers are near the roadway. The answer is 3. Watch for sharp pavement drop-offs. Construction zones often have uneven pavement or drop-offs. Staying alert for these helps prevent losing control or damaging your vehicle. Question 100. Which of the following is true about the use of reflective emergency triangles? 1. Regulation requires they be placed within 5 minutes of stopping. 2. You do not need to use them if you break down as long as your four-way flashers are working. 3. You do not need to use them as long as you have pulled completely off the road. 4. If you stop on a hill or curve, it's necessary to place them as much as 500 feet out to provide adequate warning. The answer is 4. If you stop on a hill or curve, it's necessary to place them as much as 500 feet out to provide adequate warning. When visibility is limited, increasing the distance of your warning triangles ensures other drivers have time to react and slow down. Question 101. Why must you check for air leaks during your pre-trip inspection? 1. Air leaks improve steering response. 2. Air leaks help cool brake components. 3. Air leaks can reduce air pressure and cause brake failure. 4. Air leaks increase battery charging speed. The answer is 3. Air leaks can reduce air pressure and cause brake failure. Checking for air leaks during a CDL pre-trip inspection is mandatory to ensure the air brake system is functional, safe, and compliant with Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, FMCSRs. Because air brakes rely on compressed air to function, any significant leak can lead to brake failure, causing the vehicle to go out of service or, in severe cases, cause a collision. Question 102. When driving a vehicle with a height over 13 feet, you should 1. Stop and check before proceeding if you are unsure of clearance. 2. Assume all clearances are of sufficient height. 3. Height clearance is not a concern on state or federal roads. 4. All of the above. The answer is 1. Stop and check before proceeding if you are unsure of clearance. When driving a commercial vehicle with a height over 13 feet, you should stop the vehicle, get out, and check the clearance if you are unsure, as bridge clearances may be lower than the standard or improperly marked. Question 103. The proper way to load a vehicle is 1. Place the load at the front of the trailer. 2. Keep the load balanced in the cargo area. 3. Place the load at the rear of the trailer. 4. It makes no difference where the cargo is placed. The answer is 2. Keep the load balanced in the cargo area. The proper way to load a vehicle is to distribute the weight evenly, ensuring most of the weight is in the front of the trailer, roughly 60% in front of the axle, 40% behind, and balanced side to side to prevent swaying or tipping. Question 104. When driving at night, you should 1. Dim your lights when within 300 feet of oncoming traffic. 2. Watch the white line on the left side of the road. 3. Adjust your speed so your stopping distance is within your sight distance. 4. Keep your high beams on at all times. The answer is 3. Adjust your speed so your stopping distance is within your sight distance. You must adjust your speed to keep your stopping distance within your sight distance. This means going slowly enough to be able to stop within the range of your headlights. Otherwise, by the time you see a hazard, you will not have time to stop. Question 105. While driving, what's the best way to look ahead? 1. Look to the right side of the roadway. 2. Look back and forth, near and far. 3. Stare straight ahead at all times. 4. Look straight ahead and glance in mirrors every 45 to 60 seconds. The answer is 2. Look back and forth, near and far. Most good drivers look at least 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That means looking ahead of the distance you will travel in 12 to 15 seconds. Good drivers shift their attention back and forth, near and far. Question 106. According to the CDL manual, why should you limit the use of your vehicle's horn? 1. The air horn may not work while braking. 2. It may startle other drivers. 3. You should keep both hands on the wheel. 4. The manual doesn't say to limit horn use. The answer is 2. It may startle other drivers. The horn should be used only to avoid a collision or alert others. Overuse can startle drivers and cause unpredictable reactions. Question 107. Bridge formulas are designed to 1. Determine the total gross weight. 2. Permit the same maximum axle weight for any spacing. 3. Permit less maximum axle weight for axles that are closer together. 4. Permit less maximum axle weight for axles farther apart. The answer is 3. Permit less maximum axle weight for axles that are closer together. States have maximums for GVWs, GCWs, and axle weights. Often, maximum axle weights are set by a bridge formula. A bridge formula permits less maximum axle weight for axles that are closer together. This is to prevent overloading bridges and roadways. Question 108. Statistics prove that most serious skids are a result of 1. Driving too fast for conditions. 2. Winter driving conditions. 3. Improper loading of the vehicle. 4. Turning too sharply. The answer is 1. Driving too fast for conditions. Driving too fast. Most serious skids result from driving too fast for road conditions. Drivers who adjust their driving to conditions don't over-accelerate and don't have to overbrake or oversteer from too much speed. Question 109. If you drive through heavy rain or standing water, what can happen when you apply the brakes? 1. Hydroplaning. 2. Hydroplaning only if going faster than 30 miles per hour. 3. Trailer jackknife. 4. Brakes to heat up. The answer is 3. Trailer jackknife. When driving in heavy rain or deep standing water, your brakes will get wet. Water in the brakes can cause the brakes to be weak, to apply unevenly, or to grab. This can cause lack of braking power, wheel lockups, pulling to one side or the other, and jackknife if you pull a trailer. Question 110. Which of the following should you not do? 1. Turn your headlights on during the day if visibility is reduced. 2. Flash your brake lights to warn vehicles behind you that you are slowing down. 3. Flash your brake lights when entering a construction zone if vehicles are close behind. 4. Flash your brake lights if someone is following too closely. The answer is 4. Flash your brake lights if someone is following too closely. Question 111. What is the purpose of using a safe stopping distance? 1. To allow traffic behind you to pass more easily. 2. To maintain engine temperature. 3. To ensure you have enough time to react and brake smoothly. 4. To improve suspension stability. The answer is 3. To ensure you have enough time to react and brake smoothly. Question 112. When making a left turn with a long vehicle at a busy intersection, what should you do? 1. Begin the turn early. 2. Start turning at the outermost point. 3. Keep the trailer close to the center line and turn carefully. 4. Swing wide into the right lane first. The answer is 3. Keep the trailer close to the center line and turn carefully. Left turns. On a left turn, make sure you have reached the center of the intersection before you start the left turn. If you turn too soon, the left side of your vehicle may hit another vehicle because of off-tracking. Question 113. Why should you avoid tailgating other vehicles in a commercial truck? 1. Trucks require much more distance to stop safely. 2. Trucks can stop quicker than cars. 3. It reduces brake wear. 4. It improves fuel efficiency. The answer is 1. Trucks require much more distance to stop safely. Question 114. What should you do if your vehicle's ABS warning light turns on while driving? 1. Stop immediately on the highway. 2. Continue driving normally, your regular brakes still work. 3. Pump the brakes continuously for safety. 4. Shut off the engine brake immediately. The answer is 2. Continue driving normally, your regular brakes still work. Remember, if your ABS malfunctions, you still have regular brakes. Drive normally, but get the system serviced soon. ABS won't allow you to drive faster, follow more closely, or drive less carefully. Question 115. Which of the following statements about backing a commercial motor vehicle to a dock is not true? 1. Since you can't see behind you, you should back slowly until you bump the dock. 2. Use a helper and communicate with hand signals. 3. You should always back toward the driver's side when possible. 4. Both A and C. The answer is 1. Since you can't see behind you, you should back slowly until you bump the dock. Question 116. You're driving on a straight, level road at 60 miles per hour and suddenly a tire blows out. What should you do first? 1. Immediately begin light, controlled braking. 2. Immediately begin stab braking. 3. Grip the steering wheel firmly with both hands and stay off the brakes until the vehicle slows down. 4. Immediately begin emergency braking. The answer is 3. Grip the steering wheel firmly with both hands and stay off the brakes until the vehicle slows down. Question 117. As the blood alcohol concentration, BAC, goes up, what happens? 1. Muscle control. 2. The drinker more clearly sees how alcohol is affecting him/her. 3. The effects of alcohol decrease. 4. Judgment and self-control are affected. The answer is 4. Judgment and self-control are affected. Alcohol affects more and more of the brain as BAC builds up. The first part of the brain affected controls judgment and self-control. Question 118. Which of the following is true about tire use? 1. It is permissible to use radial and bias ply tires together on the same axle. 2. Tires of mismatched sizes should not be used on the same vehicle. 3. 4/32 inch tread depth is the maximum allowed on drive tires. 4. 2/32 inch tread depth is permissible for steering tires. The answer is 2. Tires of mismatched sizes should not be used on the same vehicle. Question 119. Controlled braking is 1. Used when the goal is to keep the vehicle in a straight line while braking. 2. Used when you must stop as quickly as possible. 3. Only used with hydraulic brakes. 4. Only used when the vehicle is equipped with anti-lock brakes. The answer is 1. Used when the goal is to keep the vehicle in a straight line while braking. Controlled braking, apply the brakes as hard as you can without locking the wheels. Keep steering wheel movements very small while doing this. If you need to make a larger steering adjustment or the wheels lock, release the brakes. Reapply the brakes as soon as you can. Question 120. You should take a break from driving. 1. Every 7 hours. 2. Whenever you become drowsy. 3. Every 5 hours. The answer is 2. Whenever you become drowsy. If you are drowsy, the only safe cure is to get off the road and sleep. If you do not, you risk your life and the lives of others. Question 121. Driving through a tunnel can present which of the following challenges? 1. Strong winds. 2. Reduced vertical clearance. 3. Reduced lane widths. 4. All of the above. The answer is 4. All of the above. Question 122. Which of these statements about tires is true? 1. If the tires are too hot to touch, let 5 to 10 pounds of air pressure out to cool them down. 2. The air pressure of a tire decreases as the temperature of the tire increases. 3. In very hot weather, you should inspect your tires every 2 hours or every 100 miles. The answer is 3. In very hot weather, you should inspect your tires every 2 hours or every 100 miles. Question 123. Medicines for the common cold. 1. Can make you sleepy and should not be used while you're driving. 2. Can be used when you're driving if you only take half the regular dosage. 3. Should only be used when you're driving in the daytime. The answer is 1. Can make you sleepy and should not be used while you're driving. Many medicines can make you sleepy. Those that do have a label warning against operating vehicles or machinery. The most common medicine of this type is an ordinary cold pill. If you have to drive with a cold, you are better off suffering from the cold than from the effects of the medicine. Question 124. Hazardous materials placarding is an example of 1. Containment. 2. Controlling the hazardous materials risk. 3. Communication. 4. All of the above. The answer is 3. Communication. Placards are used to warn others of hazardous materials. Placards are signs put on the outside of a vehicle that identify the hazard class of the cargo. A placarded vehicle must have at least 4 identical placards. They are put on the front, rear, and both sides. Question 125. At what blood alcohol concentration, BAC, will you be placed out of service for 24 hours? 1. 0.04% or higher. 2. 0.03% or higher. 3. 1.0% or higher. 4. Any detectable amount. The answer is 4. Any detectable amount. You will be put out of service for 24 hours if you have any detectable amount of alcohol under 0.04%. Question 126. When you see a hazard in the roadway ahead, you should 1. Steer and countersteer around it. 2. Stop quickly and get off the roadway if possible. 3. Stop quickly, set triangles, and flag down traffic. 4. Turn on your four-way flashers or flash your brake lights to warn others. The answer is 4. Turn on your four-way flashers or flash your brake lights to warn others. Question 127. When starting a commercial motor vehicle on level, dry pavement, it is not usually necessary to 1. Apply the parking brake. 2. Use slower acceleration. 3. Press on the accelerator while popping out the clutch. 4. Both A and C. The answer is 4. Both A and C. Question 128. Which of the following is true concerning cold weather driving? 1. Exhaust system leaks are not of concern during cold weather. 2. If the temperature is below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, the engine cannot overheat. 3. Using bleach on tires will provide increased traction. 4. You should use windshield washer fluid which contains antifreeze. The answer is 4. You should use windshield washer fluid which contains antifreeze. Question 129. You're traveling down a long grade and notice your brakes aren't working as well as before. What should you do? 1. Continue to the bottom of the grade and then stop to check your brakes. 2. Stop as quickly as you can. 3. Downshift 1 or 2 gears and continue. 4. Begin pumping your brake pedal. The answer is 2. Stop as quickly as you can. Question 130. Why do the hazardous materials regulations exist? 1. To communicate a risk. 2. To contain the product. 3. To provide for safe drivers and equipment. 4. All of the above. The answer is 4. All of the above. Question 131. What does axle weight mean? 1. The weight transmitted to the tires from the axe. 2. The weight transmitted to the ground by one axle or one set of axles. 3. Both of the above. The answer is 2. The weight transmitted to the ground by one axle or one set of axles. Axle weight. The weight transmitted to the ground by one axle or one set of axles. Question 132. Water will extinguish which of the following fires? 1. Gasoline. 2. Tire. 3. Electrical. 4. Diesel fuel. The answer is 2. Tire. In the context of commercial driver's license or CDL test, water is the correct choice for tire fires because it helps cool the rubber and stop the fire from spreading. As burning tire must be cooled. Lots of water may be required. Question 133. Which of the following happens when a tire blows at highway speed? 1. You will experience an immediate and dramatic drop in speed. 2. You will hear a hissing sound. 3. You will feel a vibration. 4. The low air pressure signal device will come on. The answer is 3. You will feel a vibration. When a tire blows out at highway speed, the most immediate and common experience is that you will feel a vibration throughout the vehicle. This vibration occurs because the tire loses its structural integrity and begins to flap against the road or rim as the vehicle continues to move. Question 134. When fighting a fire, which is most correct? 1. Get downwind of the fire before using the fire extinguisher. 2. Get as close to the fire as possible. 3. Aim the fire extinguisher at the base of the fire. 4. Aim the fire extinguisher at the top of the fire. The answer is 3. Aim the fire extinguisher at the base of the fire. Question 135. Over-the-counter cold medication. 1. Is okay as long as the dispatcher gives permission. 2. Can be taken only during daylight hours. 3. Is safe if you only take half a dose. 4. Often makes you sleepy and should not be used while driving. The answer is 4. Often makes you sleepy and should not be used while driving. Question 136. Which of the following conditions may produce a skid? 1. Driving too fast for conditions. 2. Overbraking. 3. Oversteering. 4. All of the above. The answer is 4. All of the above. Question 137. What is the purpose of a pre-trip inspection? 1. To add an extra 15 minutes to your logbook. 2. To avoid being cited by law enforcement. 3. To make sure the vehicle is safe to operate. 4. To see if more freight can be added. The answer is 3. To make sure the vehicle is safe to operate. A pre-trip inspection identifies mechanical or safety issues before driving, ensuring your vehicle is roadworthy and compliant with regulations. Question 138. Your vehicle is 40 feet long and you're traveling at 50 miles per hour. What is the safe following distance? 1. 5 seconds. 2. 6 seconds. 3. 4 seconds. 4. 3 seconds. The answer is 1. 5 seconds. One good rule says you need at least 1 second for each 10 feet of vehicle length at speeds below 40 miles per hour. At greater speeds, you must add 1 second for safety. For example, over 40 miles per hour, you'd need 5 seconds for a 40-foot vehicle and 7 seconds for a 60-foot vehicle. Question 139. What is the purpose of a truck's front safety cushion of space? 1. To reduce wind drag. 2. To let you see road markings more clearly. 3. To give you room to stop safely if traffic suddenly slows. 4. To improve lane centering assistance. The answer is 3. To give you room to stop safely if traffic suddenly slows. Question 140. Why must you avoid overusing your brakes on long downhill grades? 1. It prevents uneven tire wear. 2. Excessive braking can cause overheating and brake fade. 3. It improves fuel consumption. 4. It increases traction during turns. The answer is 2. Excessive braking can cause overheating and brake fade. Excessive use of the service brakes results in overheating and leads to brake fade. Continued overuse may increase brake fade until the vehicle cannot be slowed down or stopped. Question 141. Which of the following statements about vehicle fires is true? 1. An overheated radiator is the most common cause of fire. 2. Carrying a properly charged and rated extinguisher prevents fires. 3. Underinflated or flat tires will not cause fires. 4. Poor trailer ventilation can cause cargo to ignite. The answer is 4. Poor trailer ventilation can cause cargo to ignite. Materials that are subject to spontaneous combustion or heating must be in vehicles with sufficient ventilation. Question 142. What is the main purpose of the CDL pre-trip inspection? 1. To reduce fuel consumption. 2. To confirm all vehicle parts are safe and functioning. 3. To check the driver's physical fitness. 4. To verify load weight without using a scale. The answer is 2. To confirm all vehicle parts are safe and functioning. Question 143. When approaching a railroad crossing, what should a commercial driver always do? 1. Shift gears on the tracks to keep momentum. 2. Maintain speed until the gate begins to close. 3. Look and listen for trains before crossing. 4. Pass vehicles ahead to clear the tracks faster. The answer is 3. Look and listen for trains before crossing. Before reaching the crossing, all commercial drivers should decelerate, brake smoothly, and shift gears as necessary, look and listen for the presence of trains, check traffic in all directions. Question 144. What is the main reason to avoid using the brake pedal too often on long downgrades? 1. It increases steering wheel vibration. 2. It can lead to overheated and fading brakes. 3. It causes the air tanks to overfill. 4. It prevents the governor from cutting out properly. The answer is 2. It can lead to overheated and fading brakes. Question 145. What should you do if your vehicle starts to hydroplane? 1. Steer in the direction of the skid while easing off the throttle. 2. Accelerate gently to regain control. 3. Turn sharply to break free of the water layer. 4. Apply steady, even pressure to the brakes to regain friction. The answer is 1. Steer in the direction of the skid while easing off the throttle. If you hydroplane, immediately ease off the gas pedal, steer gently in the direction of the skid, and avoid slamming on the brakes to regain traction. Question 146. Which do not provide extra gears on some trucks? 1. Multi-speed rear axles. 2. Auxiliary transmissions. 3. Automatic transmissions. The answer is 3. Automatic transmissions. Question 147. Which of these statements about managing space to the sides is true? 1. Strong winds make it easy to stay in your lane. 2. You should avoid traveling alongside other vehicles whenever possible. 3. Always keep your vehicle to the right side of your lane. The answer is 2. You should avoid traveling alongside other vehicles whenever possible. Question 148. Which of the following might get stuck at a raised railroad crossing? 1. Car carrier. 2. Moving van. 3. Lowboy. 4. All of the above. The answer is 4. All of the above. Be aware. These trailers can get stuck on raised crossings, low-slung units, lowboy, car carrier, moving van, possum belly livestock trailer, single-axle tractor pulling a long trailer with its landing gear set to accommodate a tandem axle tractor. Question 149. Why must cargo be secured properly before driving? 1. It prevents damage to the trailer axles. 2. It stops cargo from shifting and destabilizing the vehicle. 3. It increases allowable gross vehicle weight. 4. It improves fuel economy during long hauls. The answer is 2. It stops cargo from shifting and destabilizing the vehicle. Question 150. You are driving on a 2-lane road. An oncoming driver drifts into your lane and is headed straight for you. Which of these is most often the best action to take? 1. Hard braking. 2. Steer to the right. 3. Steer onto the left shoulder. The answer is 2. Steer to the right. If an oncoming driver has drifted into your lane, a move to your right is best. If you are blocked on both sides, a move to the right may be best. At least you won't force anyone into an opposing traffic lane and a possible head-on collision. If you liked our content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our channel by becoming a member or sending a super thanks.